What's going on, guys? It's Voodoo Gunner here, bringing you guys a brand new video today. And I'm really excited because I finally got a chance to start recording again. I always say that I get a chance to start recording. I always have a chance to start recording. I just have been really lazy about it and dealing with some personal issues, to be honest. But getting back on track now, and I'm hoping to start pumping out at least one video a day. If not, maybe two. I have a really busy schedule, so I don't want to say busy because everybody has a busy schedule, but I want to say more like I have a complicated schedule, so it's bouncing all over the place a lot of the time. So yeah, getting right down into the actual video. This is not gonna be a let's do this and let's do that. No, this is just going to be a simple tutorial on a raid that I've been working on for some time. Now, I'm not going to say that this is not already out there because I have seen so many different types of raids and so many types of tutorials on how to do certain attacks and everything, and there's just so many out there. So the one that I am actually going to show you in particular is going to be against Chaotic Anarchy. He actually did revenge me. He revenged me for 32 trophies, but he did a pretty good job. I'm not gonna judge him on that. Only reason he got 32% was because I actually put up a base that is really easy to be hogged, and I forgot to change it, and bing bang boom. But aside from that, my base is normally a farming base, mostly because I'm trying to finish my cannons, trying to get them all up to level 12, because I have one here, I have this one going, I have that one going, and I have this one going over here. So I just need one more, and then I'm going to start focusing on either my air defenses or my expos or my infernos, and then once I do that, I'm going to go back to my archer towers and get them to max. So getting right down into the actual attack, into the raid, I don't normally go for trophies, and I don't normally go for, well, I always go for resources, but I don't normally go for league or anything like that. Only reason why I'm in Crystal 3 is because I have been practicing this attack a lot, and I've been getting pretty decent with it, but I normally choose Barch, as you can see. Sometimes I'll Town Hall snipe if I'm really low on resources, such as Elixir. The league bonus gives you a little bit of Elixir so that I can get my raids going. But for the most part, I always just Barch. I use 100 barbarians, 100 archers, and 40 goblins, and I'll bring in my heroes if I have them available. But for the most part, I just really do that. So getting down into this attack is not something that you just want to play around with, because it is really heavy on resources, mostly Dark Elixir, because I have 6 golems in it, and each one, max golem is 750 Dark Elixir, and since I'm using 6 of them, it's about, that's 6,000, about 8 or 9,000 total cumulative Dark Elixir each time you use this raid. And I did use it quite a few times. I used it 3 times back to back, 3 times, back to back, and that was only because I was trying to practice it, trying to see how I can handle it, try to see what type of bases I can take with it. The one against Hog over here, I actually messed it up because I was trying to take care of my dog who was sick at the time, who was sick last night, and I couldn't focus too much on the game, so I kind of like dropped all my troops and let it go. I'll show you guys that in a moment, but this one right here, Chaotic Anarchy, he's from the COC Envy clan, and he's got a pretty decent looking base, but I see this base a lot, and I see this base a lot up in Champions and Masters and all that. I haven't touched Titan yet, but this base is really easy to 2-star, mostly because of the fact that it looks hard, but it really isn't, because most people usually attack from these sides over here, or they'll come up from this side, or they'll come here. But most people don't realize that this side right here, which this north The east side over here. Yeah, this is the east side of the map actually, and a lot of people don't realize that this base is really weak from this side, mostly because there's not a lot of walls here. As you can see here, there's one, two, three, four walls before you get to the town hall, as opposed to here, there's one, two, and you're into the town hall. So this is the ideal placement where you want to start attacking this base. Mostly, getting your troops in is kind of the tricky part. But with this strategy that I use, I guarantee you that you won't really have to get into the town hall area. You can stay in this vicinity over here while this Inferno Tower is attacking, and even if this one is up and running as well. So getting down into the raid, the first thing you want to do is start dropping your jump spells. The reason why I placed them first, and I placed them in this area, is because of the fact that with a jump spell, it allows your golems or any troop to bypass the outer buildings or defenses or anything. So the first thing you want to do is you want to drop your jump spells, and now mine are level 2. At level 2, a jump spell gives you 40 seconds of jumping ability. So that's 40 seconds. That's fantastic. And then once you max it out, it goes to a whopping 1 minute. So you have 1 minute each jump spell to get into base and do whatever you want to do to it. So what you want to do next is you want to start placing your golems not in a spread that you'll ruin yourself, but you want to place them in a way that your golems will follow each other. As you can see, I started placing my first 2 golems calmly, followed by the next 2, and then finally by the last 2. And the last 2, I kind of spread them a little bit because this gives you a wall. This strategy is called the walking wall, and you'll see why. So after you do that, once your golems are over the wall, you want to start off with a thin layer of wizards, and your wizards will start eliminating buildings that are on the outside. That way, when you drop your clan castle or the rest of your troops, they'll go into the base as opposed to going around it. Now, in this raid, I did not have my king. I only had my queen because my king is actually upgrading as we speak. But as you can see here, my the Inferno Tower is already targeting all the golems and everything, and then all these defenses over here are targeting the golems, and my wizards and my witches are calmly going inside the base without too much work. Now eventually my golems do spread out and everything, and then they'll spread out and my wizards will be vulnerable, but that really doesn't matter because by the time the Inferno Tower itself gets done with my wizards, the town hall will be done. Now we have already triggered out skeleton traps, but we froze the Inferno Towers to give ourselves a little bit of leeway and a little bit of time to get in there and do a little bit more damage. So as you can see, now the Inferno Tower is targeting my wizards, but you'll notice that my wizards will be too strong because of the rage spell, and they'll take that town hall very, very easily. Now at this point, all that's really going on is just golems and a couple of wizards here on the right hand side, and my witch. And as you can see, nothing is touching my witch. My witch only took damage because of the bombs, and I believe it was a skeleton that hit her or something. But that's all the damage that my queen is really going to take for a little bit until everything else is done. Now as you can see, everything that went down already, I still have plenty of time on the timer. I have over a minute left, and my queen is still rocking damage and still doing damage, and nothing has targeted her as of right now. Wizards will eventually actually go down by their archer tower. Archer towers are deadly no matter what level they are. So as you can see here, golems are pretty much done already, but it doesn't matter. We already got the 2-star. It wasn't that hard. It didn't take us that long, and we did it calmly without having to rush, without having to ambush ourselves or to exhaust ourselves. Now my queen, I did not use her cloak ability, only because of the fact that there's only 20 seconds left on the timer, and there's really nothing to do. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward it here. And as you can see, my queen just stood there, took that damage, focused on a wall, but it didn't even matter because town hall is gone. We took a little bit of loot, and we got 9 cups for it. Again, this attack was not for resources or trophies. This was just for practice to see what kind of damage you can do on a base. I'm sorry about that. My dogs are going crazy. But yeah, guys, so we're going to go ahead and go back home here and show you the replay on this other base that I made a mistake on. And here it is. This is against a guy named Hawk. Again, it's pretty much the same strategy. Now, he had 381,000 loot. I was not looking for a base with a lot of loot. I was just going for a base that is strong, that shows a lot of strength. But I mean, for 381,000 loot, you know, you really can't say no to that. Unfortunately, you'll notice where I made my mistakes, and I really try not to make them. But again, I was kind of tending to my dog because he wasn't feeling too well. So you'll see that the delay of the jump spells is where I kept messing up because I wasn't able to really focus on it. But this is what happens if you make a mistake on this raid or forget to do certain things. Again, start with your golems, place your spread of wizards, and then follow it up with your CC, your queen, and everything starts to progress. But because I took so long into realizing that I had placed down my jump spells and everything, a couple of troops weren't able to get over the wall, such as the witch that's over here and the one that's over here. But everything else did. And if everything would have connected the way I wanted it to, I would have been able to get the 2-star and more of this loot. As you can see, the mistake that you make will cost you a lot in the raid, because that is not just 4 troops, that is actually more than 10, because the witch herself produces about 8 skeletons, 6 to 8 skeletons, and that's a lot of troops. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 troops that just completely went in the opposite direction of where you wanted them to. So even though you have a lot of time with your jump spell and everything, it's helpful if you time it and keep that flow going, because it will cost you if you place them wrong, if you wait too long, and if you don't pay attention. Unfortunately for me, the case was my dog was throwing up, so of course it's gonna happen. But as you can see, I still have my rage spell, which I completely forgot about again, and a freeze spell. So it's always important for you to realize that you have those spells, because these spells are the key spells to getting the 2nd star. I used my freeze spell, but I used it in a wrong spot. I really didn't care much about the cannon or the mortar. I should have actually placed it closer down here where this Tesla tower and that mortar is, because it's damaging my wizards. So I mean, I got the 2-star, but not the way I wanted it to. I didn't get it at all the way I really wanted to, because I wanted to get so much more of that loot. I wanted to get it, I really did, and I was just disappointed in the trade because it just overall sucked. I did get about 200 and something thousand, but not what I wanted. I wanted the full 380. I wanted to be greedy, and I'm allowed to be greedy, especially on a base that's dead like this. But as you can see, I placed my my free spell wrong. My queen had to pay the price for it, and all that's left was just some golems that did nothing. I did get some good trophies, and I got, I guess, halfway decent loot, but that 156,000 would have been very helpful. Now I'll show you guys one more on the 1-star, which is right here. Oh, replay not available. Yeah, can't replay. But anyway, guys, so that's pretty much the attack itself. One of my clanmates, Matt X42, where are you, Matt? Which is right here. He is a Town Hall 8, a very strong Town Hall 8. He's just working on walls now. He came up with the strategy, the name for the strategy, and we call it the Walking Wall. It suits the name, it fits it very well, and it's not one of those attacks that you can rush. You don't have to rush it because you can take your time with it. It's a very, very easy attack to use, very fun to use, and almost always a guaranteed 2-star. This can be used at Town Hall 9s, but you would have to substitute, instead of 6 golems, you would use 5 and use 1 golem in your clan castle, and then the rest of your regular troops will be wizards and maybe 1 witch. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you use the attack. Very fun to use. I mean, as you clearly saw, you don't have to struggle to get the 2-star. Everything rolls with itself. Everything takes its time. But in the end, you are almost guaranteed that 2-star. Sometimes you'll get lucky. You may get that 3-star. But as the Town Hall 10, I can honestly tell you that 3 stars come very rarely when it comes to attacking another Town Hall 10, whether they're maxed or not. Because the Inferno Towers do damage no matter what level you are. Doesn't matter if they're level 1 or level 3, especially single-based Inferno Towers are very brutal because single-based Inferno Towers go from 24 damage to 1,000 damage. And that's just level 1. And that means that at every 3 or 4 seconds, that single-based Inferno Tower will be going up in damage. So if you are going against a single-based Inferno Tower, use free spells on it because those bad boys will destroy you fast. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'm really sorry I haven't recorded in a long time. I'm hoping to start recording again, at least 1 video a day. I don't have a lot of time to record, mostly because I have a lot of dogs in my house, and a lot of the times that I record, you'll always hear some type of dog barking. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you have any comments or suggestions, drop them on the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think, even if it's negative. A negative comment will give me the motivation to make better videos. Again, thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.